Assalamu alaikum. Hello viewers, I welcome you all in the following class. I am Dr. Ghazi Muhammad Zakir Hossain, Associate Professor Surgery, Basundhara Addin Medical College. Today we shall discuss important surgical topics named as upper gastrointestinal tract bleeding. In a nutshell, upper GIT bleeding. What are the causes of upper GIT bleeding and what are the manifestation of upper GIT bleeding and how we will manage the case of upper GIT bleeding. Now, what is the definition of bleeding? Bleeding or hemorrhage is defined as the extravasation of blood. When blood goes outside the vascular bed, then it is known as bleeding or hemorrhage. Any hemorrhage of the gastrointestinal tract occur proximal to the ligament of Treace is known as upper GIT bleeding. Ligament of Treace is the landmark or cut-off mark between the upper GI tract and lower GI tract. All of you know that the ligament of Treace it is a band which is attached to the third part of the duodenum to the under surface of the crus of the diaphragm. Though it is known as upper GIT bleeding, it is a misnomer. All of you know that gastrointestinal tract is start from the stomach up to the anus. Alimentary tract starts from the oral cavity up to the anus. Esophagus is a part of the alimentary tract, but gastroesophageal junction is known as the up to from the gastroesophageal junction up to the anus it is known as the gastrointestinal tract. So, any bleeding occurs from the oral cavity or esophagus up to the ligament of Treace, that is the fourth part of the duodenum is known as upper gastrointestinal bleeding. What is the manifestation or clinical presentation of gastrointestinal upper GIT bleeding? It is the manifestation is hematoemesis, that is the coffee ground emesis, gross blood, and it may contain blood clot. Then what is the manifestation of upper GIT bleeding? That is the hematoemesis, melena, and hematochezia. What is the definition of hematoemesis? It is the coffee ground emesis or gross blood or emesis of clot. What is melena? Passage of black tarry stone. It has a distinctive odor through the anus. What is hematochezia? Passage of bright red color through the rectum or anus is known as hematochezia. This is the manifestation of upper GIT bleeding. Patient may also present with features of shock. If patient passes large amount of blood, patient may come into a features of shock. Or when the patient passes chronic blood loss, when the patient present with chronic blood loss, then patient may develop anemia and patient may present with complication of anemia, presentation of anemia such as chest pain, syncope, fatigue, shortness of breath, dyspnea, heartburn, epigastric pain, dysphagia, diffuse or upper abdominal pain, weight loss. These are the manifestation of bleeding from the upper gastrointestinal tract. What is the causes of bleeding from the upper intestinal tract? That is the upper GIT bleeding. Common manifestation are peptic ulcer disease, rupture esophageal varices, gastritis, Milroy syndrome, and other less common cases or uncommon causes, that is the gastric carcinoma, esophagitis, pancreatitis. These are the uncommon cause of upper GIT bleeding. Among them, most common cause is peptic ulcer disease. It is about accounting for 45%, and esophageal varices is 20%. Gastritis 20%, Miller-Use syndrome is about 10%. Now, which patients are the risk factor for development of upper GIT bleeding? That is alcohol abuse, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug user, chronic renal failure, and extreme of age. Older age group of patients are more liable to develop upper esophageal, upper gastrointestinal tract bleeding. Now, regarding management of the patient, we have to, it is a medical emergency, we have to manage the patient as well as take brief and quick history from the patient. That is, according to the ATLS system, we have to manage the case. That is, management and history taking will be goes on simultaneously. We have to resuscitate the patient as well as we have to take the history of the patient, and we have to assess the severity of the bleeding. Now, what are the signs of shock? Cold extremity, chest pain, confusion, delirium, and other evidence of dehydration and less urinary output. These are the features of shock. Then we have to resuscitate the patient. For resuscitation, we have to give intravenous fluid and electrolyte, and we have to send blood for grouping and cross-matching. When the blood is available, we have to transfuse the blood. There is no, all of you know that there is no alternative of blood. If patient loses blood, we have to give blood transfusion, and we have to give nasogastric suction, Foley's catheterization to assess the kidney function and assess the amount of urine. We have to give blood transfusion, correction of blood, and we have to give normal saline in ice cold normal saline through the Ryle's tube, nasogastric tube to stop or to for the purpose of vasoconstriction. After resuscitation, we have to investigate the patient for the cause of bleeding, from the where the bleeding occur. I already said that bleeding commonly occurs from the peptic ulcer disease, peptic ulcer, rupture esophageal varices, and gastritis. We have to identify the site of bleeding, and we have to ascertain the amount of bleeding. So, for the diagnosis, we have to after resuscitation, we have to investigate the patient, blood for grouping and cross-matching, complete blood count, and we have to arrange the patient for upper GI endoscopy. A clean cut bleeding site we have to identify, and we have to hemostasis. We have to take measure for the hemostasis. During endoscopic examination, we have to go meticulously and cautiously to see the bleeding, to identify the bleeding site, whether the bleeding occurred from the gastroesophageal junction, most commonly due to rupture esophageal varices. If patient bleeds from the rupture esophageal varices, it is commonly due to portal hypertension, that is the patient may be a candidate of cirrhosis of the liver, and during examination or during history taking, we have to diagnose the patient, and we have to source whether the patient developed from the developed cirrhosis or not. After initial resuscitation, we have to identify the cause of bleeding. All of we know that the most common cause of upper GIT bleeding is bleeding from the peptic ulcer disease, rupture esophageal varices, and Miller-Use syndrome. We have to identify the cause of bleeding and manage accordingly. If it is due to the peptic ulcer disease, we have to give the intravenous H2 receptor blocker such as omeprazole, pantoprazole, ice cold water through the Ryle's tube, and if the bleeding does not stop, we have to go for endoscopic electrocoagulation, angiographic embolization, or direct surgery to stop hemorrhage. In case of esophageal rupture, esophageal varices, we have to give vasoactive substances such as somatostatin and endoscopic band ligation. If endoscopic band ligation fail, we have to give sclerotherapy through the endoscope. If sclerotherapy is fail, then we have to give esophageal tube tamponade, balloon tube tamponade in the esophagus, that is the Sangstack Blackmore tube. If this is failed, we have to go for surgery, esophageal transection gastric devascularization surgery. If it is due to Melloy-Roos syndrome, all of you know that there is a longitudinal tear in the gastroesophageal junction occur and bleeding occur. Most of the cases due to conservative treatment, Melloy-Roos syndrome bleeding is stopped. But if it does not stop, we have to go for surgery. This is all about the management of rupture, management of upper GIT bleeding. Thanking you all. Assalamu alaikum.